Becoming the Man, Chapter 10, The Visit. At this point in Paul's recovery, Tricia was staying at home more as his son Junior needed to be looked after. Paul didn't want his son or wife seeing him in the state he was in, so he was determined to heal twice as fast as if he were in control of such a thing. It had been about 5 weeks that Paul had been in the hospital. The bandages around his head were now removed, revealing a severely swollen left eye and mosaic of scars across his face. He could only see shadows and shapes out of his left eye, and his daily exercise consisted of being helped like a wounded soldier to the door and back twice a day. His mind was getting sharper and sharper as he watched game shows on the television to pass the time. Aside from his wife, he had been visited by his mother, father, and a few of his work colleagues, along with 6 of the kids from the center who caught the bus across town. By now, the buzz of his story had died down on the news, so he wasn't expecting any visitors when he was startled by the 2 men who had offered him the job to begin with, the higher-ups. Paul was so angry at the audacity that these 2 must have had to take it upon themselves to visit him in the hospital that he shouted accusingly, "Did you do this to me? Did you have this done to me? Who the hell are you 2? The first higher-up responded, "Paul, we saw the story on the news and couldn't believe it ourselves. We have no interest in seeing you hurt. We gave you $1 million, Paul, just for listening. So why would we do this to you? We knew you were skeptical about the job. We believed in you. That's why we wanted to give you the money and time to decide, almost like an advance for future services. We're truly sorry this happened to you. We only came here to tell you that your medical bills, everything, they are all taken care of. The time you missed from your job, future surgeries, everything, Paul. We never intended for this to happen to you. We just thought you were qualified for a very special job, and we realized we probably scared the hell out of you." The second higher-up then added, "Paul, your own people left you out there for dead. Your own people, Paul. That's what makes this thing even more horrific. A guy like you is out there trying to do some good, and nobody cares if your kid doesn't have a father. Nobody cares if your wife is a single mom. They just beat you up and left you there to die in the gutter like a dog. I hope they find them little bastards and give them everything they deserve, which is a whole lot, Paul." Paul agreed and said, "I know. I thought of that too. First, I thought you 2 had to be some kind of cruel joke, but honestly, I didn't know what to think. Everything happened so fast. Next thing you know, I'm in the fetal position, getting the life kicked out of me. Then I see on the news it was my own people who did this to me. I try to help kids like that at the center." The second higher-up interjected, "That's what makes it even sicker. But you're a fighter, Paul. We knew you were smart. We knew you were qualified, but we didn't know how tough you were. You're a survivor, Paul, and now it's time for you to be rewarded for the dues you've paid. It's time for Paul to think about his future, your son, your wife. You think anyone out there will give you a break? Look at what they did to you. Look at what they did to you, Paul. We basically want you to know that you're still the man for us, and if you give us some time, that initial stress you felt over the complexities of the position, all of that goes away. All of that goes away and it becomes a great job with great financial rewards. We are willing to hold the position for you should you decide to take it." The first higher-up added, "Assuming you recover and you have the energy and you're up for it, but just take your time. There's no rush. Just think about it." Paul responded, "I've already thought about it. Fuck them. Fuck everyone who looks like them. Sign me up. Assuming I heal, I accept your job offer and whatever it entails." The higher-ups were astonished at the strange turn of events. They wished Paul the best and left him with a business card he was to call upon being discharged from the hospital.